So for long time on my channel who may or may not even watch Dragon Ball related videos at this point, this video even existing might come as a surprise, particularly because I don't like to review chunks of things. I like to see the whole thing in its completed form and then do a review or overview or rant or whatever, just give you my general thoughts on something based on the whole. But considering the fact that this episode of Dragon Ball Super was so divisive, not because of its animation, not because of how bad the animation was, like Episode 5, but rather because of the story content in and out of itself. And I don't think I've ever really seen anything like this happen in the Dragon Ball fandom. Now, that of course makes sense because this is the first time many of us are even watching a Dragon Ball show as it's coming out. But still, it's a very interesting kind of situation to see, and it's a very weird episode for me personally. Now, my initial impressions of it were very, very negative. I wasn't particularly fond of it. I was actually really enjoying 80% of it. But then when the Frost reveal came out and we got all this information that him being a good guy was a lie, that he actually has this kind of elaborate and pretty damn cool plan when it comes to being a bad guy that's very unique for Dragon Ball, I was very, very not, feeling the episode anymore. But after a few days and after rewatching this episode about 3 or 4 times just to really get all the fine details in, I can safely say that I can see what the writers are doing here. And what they do actually makes sense, and they execute what they intend to do well, but it's personally not something... It's not... I don't personally agree with the way it was done. Like, what they did makes sense. It works with their intended objectives, but I personally have issues with the way the whole thing comes off, and I feel like it's needlessly fanboy baiting, I want to say, because the whole gist of the episode is that Goku gets taken out by Frost by unknown means. There was a lot of speculation last time about, did Champa poison Goku? Did Chi-Chi even managed to poison Goku, which was one of the more fun theories, and then there was this stupid bullshit like Goku through the fight, which is factually wrong here, despite these people still going back to the original Z material and the original Dragon Ball manga and then trying to find other instances to prove their point. It's bullshit. Frost blatantly poisoned Goku here. It's confirmed, so let's let that stupid theory just die already, okay? Okay. But anyway, as Goku, gets taken out, everyone is very shocked by it. Frost, compliments Goku, he gets an applause, and then Frost and Piccolo fight. And for the most part, I actually really, really like how the fight goes, because Piccolo can't beat this guy in a straight-up battle. Like, Piccolo has to put all of his power into the Makankosappo. He has to just put everything he has into this one blast that could potentially knock Frost out of bounds. And that means Piccolo has to play things strategically. He can't just transform or power up to beat even this weakened Frost. He has to circle around him. He has to keep him busy while his power is building up for this big limit-breaking attack. And that's one of my favorite parts of the battle, and why I really like the fight even after multiple times rewatching it, because Piccolo has some very inventive moves. Like, there are moments where he propels himself with ki blasts, which is something we haven't seen in a long, long time. He, of course, creates clones of himself to fool Frost. He even lets himself get hit to fool Frost so he can ensnare him. And contrary to what a lot of people are saying about the episode, Piccolo would have beaten Frost if there was no poison. Like, once Piccolo ensnared him, and if he hit him with the Makankosappo, he would have taken Frost out, because Frost himself, just before he blasts Piccolo through the chest, he admits this, and he says that it was a wonderful fight, and if Piccolo, managed to, see through Frost's deception of being a good guy, he would have most definitely knocked him out of the ring and just won the battle. So for all you saying, like, Piccolo was screwed over, blah, 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 no. Piccolo won the fight, and both in a battle level and on a technical level, he won, but Frost's poison is what screwed him over. But then the episode really goes off the rails with the whole Vegeta thing. So Frost is getting disqualified, and Piccolo is getting the victory for winning, because that's what he did. Like, he technically did win the battle because his attack would have smashed Frost, out of the ring, because he couldn't dodge it, he couldn't escape it. So Piccolo did win. But then Vegeta comes in and he's like, no, 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 I want to fight Frost. You know, Piccolo's going to forfeit, and then I'm going to fight Frost, and then I'm going to beat Frost's ass. And then Piccolo, of course, forfeits, so he's out of the tournament, and now we have Vegeta versus Frost. Now, this is very annoying to me on multiple different levels because it is so fucking needlessly complicated. Why the hell do we need to go through all this rule circle jerk? Why do we have to go through this whole thing where, oh, Piccolo wins, but he doesn't because he forfeits because Vegeta asks him to. So now Vegeta's going to fight Frost, who was disqualified, but now he's not because Vegeta told Champ. And why the fuck is this even so complicated? It's especially stupid because the whole thing revolves around Jocko suspecting Frost of foul play and then telling Beerus about it. The way if they didn't show Jocko suspecting Frost of foul play last episode, then I would be kind of okay with it. Just like, oh yeah, Jocko saw something, but he didn't really feel like it was noteworthy enough to, speak it out loud. But here we see that Jocko last episode suspects that Frost is doing something, and then he does the same thing to Piccolo, and Jocko only now says anything. Like, why the hell do we need this whole big circle jerk around Vegeta's gonna fight Frost because the Vegeta fanboys are really losing their shit over this? Like, why does this even need to exist? Why can we not simply have a situation where Jocko says something while Frost is, complimenting Goku, tells him, hey, look, dude. He tells this to Beerus, like, hey, dude, look, shit's going on. Like, this guy fucking cheated. Shit is going on. You got to do something about it, or else you're going to lose the whole tournament because this guy's a cheating scumbag. If they just had Frost get outed in the beginning of this episode and then just had the regular Frost versus Piccolo battle go on, you could have pretty much hit the exact same story beats that you already hit, except you could have Piccolo legitimately win without all this circle jerking going around with the rules, and pretty much everybody would be pleased. And now, of course, the Vegeta fanboys wouldn't be pleased because for some fucking reason, Vegeta fanboys have it in their stupid skulls that Vegeta has spent the past however many years it's been since Namek obsessed about this whole idea about killing Frieza, which is total bullshit because Vegeta moved on. Vegeta stopped giving a shit about Frieza after Namek. Like, he did not spend endless nights punching his pillow, in the face or whatever and crying himself to sleep because he couldn't beat Frieza. Like, he moved on. Goku became his primary motivation for becoming stronger. He was his target. And this whole thing where Vegeta must kill Frieza to avenge the Saiyans is just really stupid, and it's not even justified. Like if the Saiyans were this poor species that was corrupted and destroyed by Frieza, and Vegeta was like the perfect personification of this corruption, that would be actually kind of interesting. I could get behind that. But that's not the fucking case, people. Stop watching the dub and using wrong dub information to back up character interpretations. The Saiyans were not good people. They were fucking scumbags. They were scumbags before Frieza, and they were scumbags after Frieza. The only thing Frieza did is give these guys the means to plunder more planets and to fight more people. This is not a poor, innocent species that was destroyed and corrupted by Frieza's way of doing things. Like, these guys were smashing puppies' heads in and, like, mutilating babies with honest-to-God smiles on their faces well the fuck before Frieza even came on. And Team fucking 4-Star had a excellent moment when they parodied Vegeta's death on Namek, where Vegeta's having this whole speech of, oh, if it wasn't for Frieza, and then Goku asks him, you wouldn't be evil? Oh, no, I'd definitely still be evil. The only difference would be that you'd be in my position and I would be laughing over your worthless, lifeless corpse. And that's Vegeta. He was always a scumbag. And so this whole thing about Vegeta avenging his people being noble and shit doesn't work because the Saiyans weren't noble, and neither is Vegeta. Vegeta, even after reforming, has Vegeta ever even stopped and said to himself, wow, I did a lot of bad shit for Frieza. Like, I should maybe spend the rest of my life making up for that and not being that much of a bastard anymore. But Vegeta never does that. Like, the only thing Vegeta learns to care about besides himself and his own pride is his family. But Vegeta has neither shown or even hinted at any kind of remorse for his past actions. He is still a barely reformed motherfucking sociopath, and I'm supposed to root for this guy avenging his entire species of genocidal fuckwads. Really. And now you might be thinking that would be kind of an interesting situation. I agree. But the fact of the matter is that the series never plays it up like that. Every time in the series, Frieza, or in this case Frost, is the evil scumbag, and Vegeta's being the cool, badass, noble dude for beating the shit out of him. Or Vegeta's always the guy who's right, and Frost is always the wrong one, when, if you really think about it, Frieza was actually the good guy. So this whole thing about Vegeta needing to defeat Frieza, like he's spent all these years and years and years, punching himself in the face at night because he couldn't pull it off, is stupid fanboy bullshit. And the very fact that the characters in Dragon Ball Super are acting like this is a legitimate interpretation of his character when there has been exactly fuck and all to even hint at it makes me want to just fucking smash my keyboard. It is bullshit. It is not even remotely entertaining. And by the way, it's even going to be pointless because if you see the next episode preview, Frost is going to get taken out by Hit. So once again, we're going to have a situation where Vegeta is going to completely dominate Frieza, because let's be honest, that's what Frost is. He's going to dominate Frieza, he's going to beat the shit out of him, and he's still not going to get the kill. So we're getting a remake of a worthless, one-sided, boring curb stomp from 1 fucking year ago. Do we need this, I ask you? Do we really need it? Did we really need all this stupid, overcomplicated Vegeta pandering bullshit? No, we did not. Like, you could have just had Frost get revealed as the bad guy at the start of this episode, have Piccolo beat him, and then if you really want to throw Vegeta fanboys a bone, you could just have Vegeta show up in front of Frost as he's trying to run away after, Champa gets pissed off at him for losing and, of course, for causing this whole farce in the first place. Then you could just have Vegeta show up and, boom, kill him like he did to Captain Ginyu in the Resurrection F arc. We did not need all this stupid bullshit of, oh, Piccolo wins, like Piccolo's actually done something, like someone who does not have black hair that turns blonde, red, or blue actually fucking might do something. No, Piccolo is pretty much a throwaway fodder to set up another stupid, repetitive, boring, one-sided curb stomp where Vegeta is going to beat the shit out of a guy who is essentially Frieza. Fucking beautiful. Like, no. It did not need to happen. The stinger is stupid. And like I already said in the beginning of the video, I know I'm being more negative than you might have expected from my intro, but it's really fucking needlessly stupid, and it's not even going to accomplish anything. Like, what does this accomplish for Vegeta's character? I mean, really, like, if Toriyama, or whoever the hell is writing this material anymore, because it's really hard to even nail that down, like, he could have just had Vegeta kill Frieza if he really felt so strongly about it. Like, there is no point to circle jerk Piccolo and Vegeta fanboys by putting them in this kind of situation where nobody's gonna win, really. And then they're gonna use this whole thing to bullshit Goku back into the tournament. I suspected this right off the bat because I knew that something was gonna happen with Frost and Goku was somehow gonna turn up in the tournament. I didn't think Frost was evil necessarily. I just thought he was a good guy who was really desperate to win because he's worried that he can't accomplish his mission unless he cheats. That's kind of the direction I thought they were going to go with, and they were going to use Frost's dishonest tactics as a way to get Goku into the tournament later on. That's most definitely going to happen. Like, there's this no fucking way Goku doesn't just go, hey guys, like, I didn't legitimately lose or forfeit, so can I fight again? They're going to do that. Like, you can bet your ass that's definitely in the cards for the next few episodes. So yeah, next time it's going to be Vegeta versus Frost. I don't really fucking care. I already saw Vegeta versus Frost a year ago, then a few months ago in both the versions of Resurrection F, so there that is. So ultimately, the only really thing, the biggest positive I could probably say about this episode is that it makes Resurrection F officially pointless, because we have this guy who essentially fulfills the same role as Frieza. So Frieza didn't need to be brought back. Super Saiyan Blue easily could have been left as a big reveal for the tournament, and I would argue that would have been a more effective reveal for the form, because since Goku and Vegeta are both using the golden-haired Super Saiyan in the tournament, and the whole thing about him training with Whis, them training with Whis, that easily could have been left as pre-tournament filler material. So there, Resurrection F officially has no fucking reason to exist or to be viewed by anyone with a functioning motherfucking brain cell. So yeah, on that level, thank you, Dragon Ball Super Episode 34. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for making that thing completely and utterly pointless for anyone to ever view in their lives.